Hey guys, it's Ben, coach of the Baltimore Oriolus, here with GPC Week 5. We're taking on the man, the myth, the legend, the only guy still undefeated, Johnny, coach of the Rhine Valley Guardians. His team is quite terrifying. He's got Mew, Mega Galade, Keldeo, Hydreigon, Roserade, Escavalier, Talonflame, Stunfisk, Aerodactyl, Hitmonlee, and Mareanie. Scarf Hydreigon absolutely bodies my team. That is all. Let's just hop right into the team we're bringing. First of all, we've got Scarf Kieran B. I know that Scarf Hydra is obviously going to outspeed me. If for some reason it doesn't bring Scarf Hydra, they still outspeed, which is nice. I'm bringing mostly physical because he doesn't have a fairy type, which is pretty sweet. So I can just kind of click Outrage whenever. He doesn't have a lot of switch-ins. Escavalier can come in pretty safely, so that's why I've got HP Fire on there. With 68 special attack investment, I can 2-hit KO, fully specially defensive, Akaberry, and AV Escavalier variants with HP Fire after rocks. I've got Ice Beam there, mostly as a filler move, and Fusion Bolt to hit stuff like Mareanie, because Mareanie is low-key tanky. Next up, we've got Torn T. I'm actually a little unsure of this set, but we'll roll with it. Hurricane hits a lot. His only resistances are Stunfisk and Aerodactyl, both of which get hit by ICMZ. His switch-in is probably going to be Stunfisk, and Bloom Doom from Grass Knot is more powerful, but I felt like Icy Wind and ICMZ was the better call, because Icy Wind also slows him down. And if I miss the Bloom, or not if I miss the Bloom Doom, because that's not possible, but if I mispredict with the Bloom Doom and he like scouts for it or something, then we could be in a bit of trouble. I'm not sure how much Grass Knot does, but I don't think it does much. So I've got Icy Wind there because I feel like that's the better bring. Heat Wave for the Escavalier and is for the Escavalier and Taunt. Taunt is a fun move. Johnny loves bringing Taunt of his own, so I'm gonna bring Taunt myself and try to out-taunt his Taunt and see what happens. Next up, we have Emboar. This thing is designed to shred his team to itty-bitty bits. Flare Blitz switch-ins are non-existent. That's not true at all. But Mareanie low-key walls me, so that's why I've got Wild Charge for like Mareanie specifically. Superpower is nice for stuff like Hydreigon, for example. But generally, I'll just be clicking Flare Blitz, as that does so much damage. Obviously, Mareanie, like I said, is a switch-in, so I'll have to predict correctly. And Johnny's an outstanding player. So I will have to make some immaculate plays if I want to be able to make Emboar work. The speed there is key. I want to turn Adamant, but 244 speed is the magic number in this game, because 244 will outspeed a max speed Scarf Hydreigon once it's paralyzed, and it'll also outspeed it'll outspeed most defensive move sets, so I can 2-hit KO that on a switch. Next up, we've got Mega Diancie. Similarly to Emboar, its job is to tear his team to itty-bitty bits. Moonblast switch-ins are few and far between. He's got Escavalier that gets blocked by HP Fire, but again, he could be Akaberry, he could be AV, so I've got to look out for that. Mareanie, I've got Psychic for that. That just kind of drops. Talonflame could actually switch in because I don't have a rock move, but I do have Psychic to hit that for about half. So if I can get rocks up, we're in good shape. Stuff like Mega Galade, Keldeo, Scarf, Hydreigon, those will still outspeed because I am trained to outspeed a max speed Roserade, because I just want to run Modest Nature. But that's why I've got a Rock Polish there, just in case I need to try to sweep late game. I've got Rock Polish there so I can make that happen. Next up, we have Rotom, and this is where my plan is going to come into action. A year and a half ago, the one time I've ever played Johnny before, GOT Finals, I had a base Rotom on my team, and I bluffed the Scarf when I was actually Colberberry, and I Thunderwaved his Salamence. I wanted to Thunderwave his Greninja, but Salamence got paralyzed, so that's going to be the goal here. Paralyze the Dragon. In this case, Hydreigon, because Scarf Hydreigon really just makes this matchup really scary. So I'm going to bluff Scarf by clicking Shadow Ball in front of Mew. He should be defensive, so I should outspeed. And then I'll Shadow Ball again, ideally when he switches into Hydreigon. That is when my plan goes into action. He goes for Dog Pearls, or if he goes for the Draco, I can still live that with my investment. And then I Thunderwave him. I've also got Defog there for hazard removal in case I need to do that. Special attack is exactly the same as Timid Max Special Attack Rotom, like a Scarf set. And the bulk is, yeah, I can take a Draco Meteor with this bulk. And again, speed, magic number. Lastly, we have Jirachi, Stealth Rock, Iron Head, Thunderwave, and Healing Wish. With this defensive investment, I can take 2 Roserades' HP grounds from a Scarf set, and then I can paralyze it back, assuming he stays in, which would be weird. I mean, maybe he does, because he's thinking he's Scarf, so he can do the thing with the thing. Okay, so yeah. Speed, magic number, 244. I feel like the Jirachi set and the Rotom set were kind of forced a little. Like, Rotom was forced to bring Default because I needed hazard removal. Jirachi was forced to have Healing Wish because I needed some form of sustain just in case. Like, I don't have many Heal Bell Cleric options on my team, so I was kind of forced to run Healing Wish. Thunder Wave and Iron Head because I'm evil. And Stealth Rocks because I could use those against the team. Again, feels kind of forced, but that is the team we're bringing. Like I said, I only played Johnny one time before at GOT Finals. I did win that. So we are 1-0 against the career. Let's hope we can boost that to 2-0. So thank you guys for watching the Team Builder, and I'll see you for the battle. Okay, normally I live-com like all of my games, but I did want to post-com this one because I made some pretty weird plays a little later on in the game that I kind of wanted to explain a bit more, maybe justify them, make them make a bit more sense, because I didn't really do a good job of that in the live-com. So I'm going to be post-comming out for that reason. So let's hop right into it. I lead Tornadus here, hoping that he would lead something like Stunfisk or Mew, but he doesn't. So I am forced to switch out here into Jirachi. I led Tornadus there so I could get off a taunt so he couldn't get off rocks. Give Johnny a taste of his own medicine because he loves running taunt on everything. So I had to switch out here into Jirachi because, like, you know, Stone Edge is a scary move. Stealth Rocks I felt like probably would be his play, but I didn't want to risk Tornadus so early, so I'm going to pull the switch into Jirachi as he does reveal Stone Edge. It does miss though. Fortunately I switched, but... Alright, so he's going to go into Marini here, and I'm going to switch out into Kyurem. Don't remember what I was predicting. I think I was predicting him to go Stunfisk. So, now that I have Kyurem in on Marini, the Fusion Bolt's pretty obvious, so Stunfisk is a pretty easy play from his end, so I am going to click Ice Beam here as he switches into the Stunfisk. Now remember that I'm Choice Scarf, so I kind of have to keep clicking that. He's going to switch out here and not want to take any extra damage on his Stunfisk as he goes into his Escavalier. And this is where I realized I don't really have a lot of Escavalier switch-ins. I have, like, maybe Embor. I don't want my Choice Band to be knocked off, though. Jirachi doesn't want its item knocked off, and it would take a lot of damage from that. So I choose to switch into Tornadus here, as Z moves can't be knocked off, and I should be able to take any one hit. He's going to go for the Iron Head. Also, I can regenerate that damage back later, so it's not a huge deal. He's going to click Iron Head there. That's going to do a lot. I don't remember the exact play next. Do I double? Yeah, I double into Embor on the Stunfisk. Okay. I don't remember what I was predicting there. It's been a while since this game. Also, I was kind of out of it when I was playing. You'll see that later. But I am going to go into Embor here, and the Flare Blitz is so obvious. It kills from this range, so that is a very specially defensive Stunfisk, as I ate up that Ice Beam from Akira and beat like it was nothing. So I'm expecting him to go Marini here, and I click Wild Charge on a ground type, and it pays off, as he is going to pull the switch into Marini. Now he knows I'm Choice Banded, so he can just go right back out into Stunfisk. So that forces me to switch out, as I am going to go into Tornadus here. And he's going to go into Hydreigon. Now, I am convinced that this thing is Choice Scarf, but I don't know that for a fact. So, I don't remember what happens here. Hold on. Okay, so I go into Jirachi for some reason, as he goes into Stunfisk. I'm not sure what I was thinking there. I don't know why I switched into Jirachi on Hydreigon, but that's a thing, apparently. I guess... Oh, I'm guessing because he would expect me to go into Diancie there. So, he might click Flash Cannon, or something that would scare Diancie that doesn't scare Jirachi. I don't know. That must have been my thought process there. He is going to go into Stunfisk, which probably was what he predicted, the Diancie. So I have Jirachi on Stunfisk. I can't do much. I can set my own rocks. That's about it. And this is about when I realized that I don't really have a lot of Stunfisk switch-ins either. In retrospect, something like Specially Defensive on Dino would have been a pretty nice bring, but he has 3 fighting types. It's just that he didn't bring any of them. So I don't have a lot of Stunfisk switch-ins, so I kind of have to go into my Rotom after I get my own rocks up, yeah. So now I'm going to go into my Rotom here. No, wait, hold, what? Okay. Alright, like I said, it's been a while, and I was kind of out of it. I'm out of it right now. So, I go into Tornadus here on the Earth Power, but the proper play there would have been to go into Rotom. That was a bit of a misplay. Not a huge deal, but it did cost me a little bit of extra damage here, because I'm going to go back out into Rotom here on the Discharge, because I realized I don't really have a lot of Discharge switch-ins. I could have gone into Embor now that I think about it. That would have been pretty decent. But now he is going to get off the Discharge, and I'm officially in Draco Meteor range from the Hydreigon. So this is where things start to get scary. I want to bluff my Scarf, but I also want to be able to 1v1 the Stunfisk. I want to get rid of my rocks. That's the deal here. I want to get rid of the rocks that are on my side of the field, because I don't really have a lot of sustain on my team. Kyurem has no sustain, Diancie has no sustain. Tornadus can get health back with a generator, and like all I have is Healing Wish on Jirachi for sustain for my entire team. That's it. So here, I'm going to try to play the Bluff the Scarf game, and I'm going to click Shadow Ball. That does nothing, as he's going to click Discharge, and he's going to get a crit. which doesn't really matter. So I'm going to Thunder Wave here, and let me explain. If I'm in Johnny's shoes, I see the Shadow Ball coming off. I know that Stunfisk isn't going to be able to 1v1 the Rotom. I could have seen him switching to Hydreigon there. I could see that being a play, because I generally don't run Shadow Ball on Rotom. I run Hex with like Will-O-Wisp. But I guess Johnny didn't really. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why he stayed in. I guess he didn't really have a reason to switch because it wasn't taking much damage anyway. The Thunder Wave play there was just wishful thinking. I was just kind of hoping he would go into Hydreigon. He could have, but it wasn't like a particularly obvious play. It's just that if he had gone Hydreigon there and I would have Shadow Balled, he would have gotten a lot of momentum. So I clicked Thunder Wave in front of a ground type. You know, standard Ben play. As he's going to discharge again, and I realized I just kind of need to get damage off on this thing. Now, here, I believe it's here, I make another misplay, and I click Defog. Now, he can just get his rocks up again, over and over, and there's nothing I can do. So I'm going to Shadow Ball here, and he gets his rocks up. So the rocks are going to be up to stay. I can keep Defogging as many times as I want, but he has more rocks than I have Defogs. So no matter what, rocks are going to be up on my side of the field, and it doesn't even change anything. So that was a bit of a misplay. That wasn't a bit of a misplay. That was kind of a huge misplay, because rocks really hurt my team. Now he goes on Hydreigon, and I finally can reveal my Colbur Berry. Yes, to take literally that 2%. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my Diancie, scare him out as he goes into Marini. And I believe I just... Oh yeah, I clicked Hidden Power, predicting the Escavalier to come in. Alright, so now I'm going to Psychic. So he's going to get more regenerative health back as he goes into Aerodactyl. Alright, misplay number 5064. Here's what was going through my head. I was thinking... either he has something like Iron Head, or he has something... I don't remember the other thing I was thinking. Because he can't click a status move because I have Magic Bounce. Either he clicks Iron Head or Roost, maybe? I don't remember what my thought process was, but I wanted to save Diancie, so I had to switch. I felt like the Jirachi play was kind of obvious, so instead I went into Emboar so that I could take a hit. I don't remember what I was thinking here. But I go into Emboar on the Earthquake, and it dies. So that was really bad. That was a really, really bad play. Hindsight is 2020, obviously, but the proper play there would have been to go into Tornadus, I think. Because Jirachi was an obvious switch, he wouldn't have clicked Stone Edge. And then I don't know, this Aerodactyl is hard to play around, actually. Again, this is kind of an ugly game. So I'm going to go into Jirachi here, and do I try to Thunder Wave it? He's going to Earthquake. What did I do? No, I got my own rocks up like an idiot. Why did I not Thunder Wave there? Hold up. What? I don't know why I didn't Thunder Wave. That would have made this thing so much less of an issue. Diancie could have won this game. Wait, what? Why am I bad? I apologize for my idiocy. Like I said, I was really out of it during this game. That's a huge misplay, not Thunder Waving there. So I got my own rocks up. Not that that really does a lot. Now I'm going to pull the switch into Tornadus on the Earthquake. And I expect him to switch there. He doesn't switch. And he's going to Roost up. Turns out, and it turns out it's a speed tie. So I didn't click Sub-Zero Slammer because I thought he was going to go into Marini and try to get more health back. So now I have no choice but to go into Kyurem because it's my fastest Mon, because it's Scarf. So I'm going to Fusion Bolt there, get rid of the Aerodactyl finally. Now he goes into Mew. So I don't really have a switch. I'm going to keep Fusion Bolting. And he has the Rock Polish. Now I'm going to pull the switch into Jirachi, hoping he doesn't have coverage for me, as he Baton passes out into Hydreigon, and that's GG. So Hydreigon can just kind of rip through the rest of my team, but crunches Jirachi here, that's going to drop. I go into Kyurem, hoping maybe he has Draco Meteor so the Diancie can live the Flash Cannon or something. He has Devastating Drake. I could have scouted for that, but I'm not smart. And misplay number a lot. I've made a lot of misplays, but I could have gone to Diancie in the first place because I live in Earthquake. And I clicked Rock Polish when he was already at +2. I mean, I get that had I been a normally trained Diancie, this would outspeed, but I was modest, so I could just punish the switches. That didn't work out as planned at all, so had I clicked Moonblast there, I'm not sure what the Mew set was. If Mew was fast, then I wouldn't have outsped it. Otherwise, I might have won that game, because Scavalier was revealed to be about max HP, maybe. It didn't look like it had a lot of special defense investment, so Diancie should have been able to kill with Hidden Power Fire from that range. Marini would have dropped to a Psychic, because it was physically defensive for the Ember, if I remember correctly. Hydreigon obviously drops to the Moonblast, and Mew, assuming I outspeed, it should drop to the Moonblast from that range, so I could have potentially brought it back, depending on the Mew set, but I mean, Johnny probably recognized that he needed a fast Mew for stuff like non-Scarf Kyurem. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe he was defensive. Although, no, the Fusion Bolt was doing damage to make it looked like there wasn't a lot of defensive investment, but I don't know if that investment was in speed. That's the thing. So, he is going to outspeed, unfortunately, and that's the game. That was just really sloppy. Had I clicked a Moonblast there instead of Rock Polish, that could have potentially been different. It would have been a 3-0, not a 4-0, and Diancie would have 1 kill on the season. That was a really bad game. Obviously, like I said, hindsight is 20/20, but that was just really sloppy on my end. There were so many plays that there were so many times where had I made the right play, I could have potentially won the game. Thunder Waving the Aerodactyl. I'm blanking. Sub-Zero Slammering the Aerodactyl and not even having to deal with that in the first place. Not switching into Ember on the Earthquake. Not rock polishing there. There were so many things. So, unfortunately, we get bopped by Johnny. He remains undefeated, and we drop to 2-3. So, things are not really going well for us this season. Hopefully, we can start to turn things around, because I don't want to miss playoffs. Like, I generally don't do that. And that would be really weird to miss playoffs. So, I don't know. Hopefully, we can turn things around. So, thank you guys for watching this abomination of a battle. See you next week when we take on Brandon and I think the Toronto Razor Leafs. I think that's the team name. Yeah, he has a Mega Manectric, so that's cool. I hope he brings it, and I hope we play before this video goes up, which I don't know. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week.